Hi and welcome to the financial street in Beijing. So to start my day, I'm going to grab a coffee at this shop, which used to be an imperial household back in the Qing dynasty. My cup of coffee is right over here. Let me finish it and go on a tour to this trillion-dollar street. So this is the Winland International. The Chinese office of Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and UBS are based right in here. Taking a selfie with the Beijing Stock Exchange. This is the China Securities and Regulatory Commission. Check out this cool building linked with glass corridors. This is actually the headquarters of Industrial and Commercial Banks of China, one of the big 4 commercial banks in the country. The annual conference of the Financial Street Forum will be hosted at the Westin Hotel right behind me in the following days. It's a major event at the year-end discussing future policies and macroeconomic outlook. Top experts from all over the world will come to the street at that time. A small travel tip: if you're visiting here soon, be sure to check out this beautiful little park on the other side of the road. It's a perfect place for you to relax. And we also have a shopping mall right next to the park, just typical urban life. What I like about the street most is that you have skyscrapers on one side and some quaint-looking temples like this one on the other side. The Beijing Financial Street could actually date back to some 700 years ago when it was called the Golden City Square at that time. It has become the financial center for so many different dynasties, and that's why you can see the unique mixture of the modern and ancient art here.
美国联邦调查局局长在周四表示，知道中共在美国设立了海外警务服务站，并首次公开表示正在调查这些海外警务服务站。
I can tell you from an FBI director perspective, I'm deeply concerned about this, and I'm not going to just let it lie. The reason this is so important is because we have seen a clear pattern of the Chinese government, the Chinese Communist Party, exporting their repression right here into the U.S.
联邦调查局局长还表示，在美华裔或持与中共不同政见的人士，如果认为自己成为中共的目标，可以随时向联邦调查局报告。有评论认为，联邦调查局的表态反映美方已经意识到，中共透过设立海外警务处在发动司法入侵。
FBI 的表态呢，它说明美国已经开始意识到中共利用这种非传统的形式来对美国进行渗透破坏的重要性了。这种渗透呢，它针对的目标不仅是流居海外的中国人，其实也包括了美国人。
非政府人权组织保护卫士今年9月中旬发布了一份报告，揭露中共在全球多个国家设立了至少54个海外警务服务站。新唐人记者柯婷婷上镜纽约报道。
While the COVID pandemic spreads rapidly everywhere, the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, has taken measures to relax disease control, contrary to its previous harsh statements about its intention to pursue a zero-COVID policy based on lockdowns. According to the Wall Street Journal, on November 16th, China had nearly 20,000 cases of COVID. However, 9 out of the 10 new infections were in Shanghai in April, but now the number of recorded infections is evenly distributed throughout the country. Guangzhou is the epicenter of an outbreak in Guangzhou province, which reported more than 6,000 new cases on November 16th. On the same day, Henan, Inner Mongolia, Gansu, and the southwestern Chinese city of Chongqing all reported more than 1,000 new infections. However, local authorities are easing pandemic prevention measures. For example, many cities no longer require mask wearing, nor do residents need to present a negative COVID test in public places. On November 16th, Shanghai Disney Resort announced that many of its entertainment venues and hotels would be functioning 17th. Signals to relax pandemic prevention policies have been sent from CCP agencies. Last week, China's National Health Commission criticized local authorities for enforcing arbitrary lockdown action, especially for schools and businesses. The easing of COVID prevention measures comes as China's economy stagnates due to prolonged lockdowns. According to data released on November 15th, retail sales in China unexpectedly fell for the first time in 5 months, factory output growth slowed, and property investment slowed even further. Weifang Zhang, a senior research fellow at the Mercatus Center, said that to change its COVID policy, Beijing would first need to let its propaganda machine explain why it had to use draconian measures in the past and now why it relaxed. Recently, the CCP added dynamic to the name Zero COVID Policy to become Dynamic Zero COVID Policy after its Zero COVID was criticized for being too extreme and lacking practical effort. China was exposed as the world's bully during Chinese leader Xi Jinping's interactions with Canadian and British counterparts at the G20 summit in Indonesia. In an opinion article published on November 18th, the Washington Examiner pointed to two incidents at the summit to underline Xi's regime's arrogant and authoritarian character. The first incident occurred when Xi scolded Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on Wednesday, November 16th. In their rare face-to-face encounter, Trudeau was publicly dressed down by Xi in front of Canadian journalists. During their tense exchange, Xi accused Trudeau of inconsiderate diplomacy for detailing their conversations to the media. On Tuesday, Trudeau used a meeting with Xi to complain about China's interference in Canada's 2019 elections, and he made his displeasure known publicly. The Chinese leader did not like that the media found out about this. When the two confronted each other on Wednesday, Xi told Trudeau via a translator, "Everything we discussed was then leaked to the newspapers. That's not appropriate, and that's not the way the conversation was conducted." Xi added, "If there is sincerity, we can communicate well with mutual respect." Xi further warned Trudeau in Mandarin, "We should have conversations in a respectful way, otherwise the results can't be predicted." But this warning was not delivered to Trudeau as he politely interrupted the translator to defend himself. Trudeau said, "In Canada, we believe in free and open and frank dialogue, and that is what we will continue to have." Trudeau said that China and Canada would continue to look to work constructively together, but noted that there will be disagreements. Xi then interrupted Trudeau, "Let's create the conditions first." The two shook hands, and Xi promptly walked off. According to the Washington Examiner, their exchange shows China's arrogance. China has no qualms about making demands of others, but Beijing is deeply sensitive to foreign criticism. Indeed, the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, even demands that Western officials actively spread pro-China propaganda in their domestic populations. In July, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi insisted that Australia stick to building positive and pragmatic social foundations and public support. As with Trudeau's exchange, it's proof of Communist China's zero-sum approach to foreign policy. The second incident occurred when the Chinese leader interacted with Britain's new Prime Minister Rishi Sunak on Wednesday, November 16th. According to the Washington Examiner, Xi Jinping and Rishi Sunak had agreed to hold a bilateral meeting on the sidelines of the G20 summit. Sunak sought to lay positive foundations for that meeting with conciliatory rhetoric toward China. One would have expected Xi to use the meeting to draw the U.S.'s closest ally away from Washington's China policy. However, China canceled the meeting and humiliated Sunak by describing why. The CCP's propaganda outlet Global Times explained, "Chinese experts believe that it is possible that the cancellation is a way for China to express its strong dissatisfaction with Britain's recent provocations on the Taiwan question." The Global Times said that China is furious over Sunak's refusal to rule out sending arms to Taiwan. The Times wrote, "If these nations want to maintain their communications with China, they should know that the prerequisite is that they should never tread on China's red line issue, the Taiwan question. It seems that Sunak's trick of softening his stance towards China didn't work." The Washington Examiner commented that Xi's attempt to cancel Trudeau and Sunak fits his preferred diplomatic strategy of China's shooting itself in the foot. These incidents could make Xi look strong at home, which is an obsession for the Chinese leader. However, they will also aggravate the British and Canadian governments and their respective populations. Unlike in China, those politicians in the Western governments rely on the favor of their people to retain power. But in China's ultimate diplomatic intent to establish a more favorable space for its geopolitical agenda, Xi's shoddy behavior at the G20 summit is likely to have the opposite effect.
推特新老板马斯克再次大刀阔斧的改革。11月18号，他在推特上发文，公布新的推特政策是言论自由，同时决定解封多位被封的账户。不过，他也表示还没有决定是否解封美国前总统川普的账号。马斯克在推文中说，推特新政策是言论自由，但不是无底线的自由。负面仇恨内容会最大限度被限制和非盈利化，你将找不到这些推文，除非你去搜索。这与互联网的其他部分没有区别。推特首批解封的账号中有美国知名喜剧演员凯西·格里芬、加拿大心理学家彼得森以及讽刺网站巴比伦蜜蜂。马斯克接手推特以后，立即展开了惊心动魄的改革，不仅裁员过一半，更要求员工放弃远程工作。本星期，马斯克要求员工2天内做出决定，留还是不留。随之，各种消息蜂拥而至。另外，马斯克还电邮给所有远程工程师，要求星期五半夜前飞抵旧金山，直接跟他商量未来的编程工作。有网站透露，2星期前 Twitter 还有7500名员工，而目前已经剩下不足3000人。不过，裁员潮似乎还没有结束。新唐人记者邱越、明玉综合报道。